Today's episode of Dungeon Crawlers Radio is brought to you by Gamers Inn, your one-stop location for all your gaming needs. Located in Lehigh City, Utah, their fun and friendly staff will be more than happy to answer any of your gaming needs. Just remember, Gamers Inn, it's where adventures begin.
Time to power up.
Autobots, roll out. Broadcasting live from the DCR studio.
Oh yeah!
The Geek Revolution starts here.
Excellent!
Get ready for the #1 hit geek radio show out there.
Well, it is impressive, isn't it?
Because it's time for Dungeon Crawlers Radio. Let's get ready to rumble!
And now, the moment you've all been waiting for.
All right, everyone, welcome to another episode of Dungeon Crawlers, where apparently everyone's just something.
Everyone's aiming to misbehave.
Misbehaving.
I found her,
Yes.
I called her, I married her, and she is now my misbehave.
All right.
Behave.
No.
Really?
I haven't seen that movie in forever. I need to go watch them.
haven't either.
I have all three of them.
I don't know if you should.
Oh, yes.
I think that they're one of those movies that are better
no.
to remember than actually
no.
watch. Like the original Ninja Turtle
No, they're better
cartoons.
when you watch them with age. They get funnier.
Now
Yeah.
that's something I'd like to watch while high on Benadryl, actually.
All right.
We spoke Benadryl here, apparently.
There
Again,
it is.
Benadryl is not misbehaving.
No.
Somehow that's being responsible, especially when you have
Well, it depends on if you're abusing it.
Well, I don't know if you
What
want
has
to.
Benadryl ever done to you? Would you have to be abusive to a Benadryl?
It tastes nasty.
Well,
Are you licking it?
You know-
you just swallow. You just
You're
pop
right,
it in
and
your
it
mouth
goes
and you
across
swallow
your
the
tongue,
pill.
and
again,
If you break it in
Benadryl
half, that's
is
a
being
bad
Pill?
idea.
What are you
It never
talking about?
did
It comes in a
anything
pill
personal.
form? I've always had it the liquid.
well,
Wait,
like the
wait,
first time you
wait,
open
wait,
the bottle,
there's
did it
liquid?
say,
Yes.
up yours?
Wait, there's liquid Benadryl?
Yeah. Yes.
Dang, that would really mess me up. Let's go get
Now
some.
she really wants to drink and get drunk.
See? And
Did
this
you
is
not
where the
watch
abuse comes
Hitch?
in.
With Will Smith? He's
never seen
drinking
Hitch.
Benadryl.
He has a straw in it at the end.
Yes.
It's a little
Walking
sippy
around.
cup. Yeah,
He's
yeah, yeah.
sipping his Benadryl with a straw.
Yeah. Yeah,
Maybe I
it's-
should do
it's
that
possible.
instead of the pills.
Yeah.
Now, some
All
people
right.
would call that abusive. I call that very kind.
And with that introduction,
With that, we're going to move on because we have author Ryan. How do you pronounce your last name? Decaria. I thought that's what it was, but I didn't want to botcher
exactly
it.
how it's spelled.
Yes. So not only are you the co-host of Meeple Nation podcast, but you're a fellow author with Immortal Works for Devil in the Microscope, which just came out last week. Yeah. So, yeah. So can you tell us a little bit about Devil in the Microscope?
So my story starts with a girl who is trying to use science fairs to reach out to her lost father.
Okay.
So she throws herself into science, and she finds out that he is indeed alive and goes to live with him. But she soon discovers that he is a megalomaniac.
Oh,
He's a mad
fun.
scientist. Right? And so he runs this lab in this small town in Florida that he created, right? So she goes to high school and realizes that there's something different about these kids.
Yeah.
And she realizes that they're being experimented on by all the scientists that work for her father. They're all mad scientists. And so the kids have to band together and choose to fight back against their parents.
This
I'm
is
glad
like
I already graduated.
this is the awesome teen story of I hate my mom, I hate my dad. I'm gonna fight back that we all wish we could have, but never did.
I feel like this is like just breeding ground for paranoia. Like there are going to be kids who are going to be reading this and they're just going to like start staring at their parents.
Well,
I always figured I
Isn't
had
that
to
a
get lab
normal
mice.
teenage
I've
thing?
already got a daughter. I just need maybe some needles now and some weird chemicals.
You can absolutely experiment on your children.
That's kind of where I thought is if you can get enough, if you ran a laboratory
yeah,
and all you hired was people that were questionably ethical,
yeah,
then what would you create, right?
yeah.
And
Two-headed cat.
I'm not gonna lie. Ever since like I saw that one episode of Frasier, where Frasier and his ex-wife admitted that they would send their little son through the maze to get the cheese on the other end, and Frasier's just like, I've always regretted that. I'm just thinking that's fascinating.
Well,
I wonder
mean,
how long a baby it would take, and then you could like tell them later. By the way, when
You
you
were
were
the fastest.
Yeah.
when you were 8 months, you were really stupid. But by the time you were 2, you were intelligent. You could find cheese from like 20 feet away.
Well, I mean, in season 8 of Big Bang Theory, you find out that Amy and Sheldon have been doing that to Penny and Leonard, where, like, hey, can you get that banana out of this box for me? Or just random things. So it sounds like it's not too far-fetched that some scientists do this. I mean, maybe that is
Obviously not with
far-fetched.
needles.
Yeah.
Right, and there's lots of different motivations, right? Not all the parents have the same motivation.
Yes.
Right. Some of them are trying to help their children, and some of them aren't.
Yeah.
So
I
there's
like
a
the
greater
mad
good,
scientist.
so to speak, on behalf of some of them.
Right, and it depends on how far you would take, the power of science, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and each kid has like a different angle and a different, experiment that happened to them, and they have different feelings toward their parents for the result of that.
Now, are they like genetic experiments, just medical experiments?
Or are they like psychological experiments? Now I'm interested.
So yeah, it's kind of a combination of all of these, right? There's
So is
different
it-
things going on. Different the parents have different kinds of expertise, and so you start learning about each kid and what they have unique about themselves.
Yeah. So, your main character is a female.
Yes.
Young teenage girl. Was that difficult to write?
Um,
Because obviously you've never been a teenage girl.
Right. Exactly.
Don't look at me. I wasn't either.
hey, and you don't know that, Daniel.
we
These
never-
experiments, they
That's
could be
true.
anything.
That could be, yes.
One needle and all of a sudden, Daniel is now Danielle.
All right.
So I think it goes back. One of the first books that I remember just being enthralled with and loving was The Girl Who Owned a City
Okay.
by, I think it's O.T. Nelson. And it's about a world where everyone older than 12 dies,
Oh, wow.
and the kids have to survive on their own. And so I was in 5th grade, and our teacher was reading this book to us, and had a female 12-year-old
Yeah.
girl that was, leading this book, and I was so enthralled in it. And I think that just from that, I started seeking these out, like the Blue Sword,
Okay.
and things like that I really started, following these books, and then even to like Buffy the Vampire Slayer, probably the greatest TV show ever. So that I just identify with that character.
So you've definitely done your research, and you have inspiration and kind of guidelines on how a teenage girl would act.
Well, hopefully I got somewhat close.
Yeah.
And she's, really heavy into the sciences, which I just think is great. I think more girls should jump into STEM and.
Oh, yeah. My daughter loves science like no other. And,
Right, and
and
a
math.
lot of
Definitely, yeah.
a lot of girls do, and then at some point it gets squashed out of them.
Yeah.
Right?
I like to blow stuff up. Does that count?
Yeah.
It does.
Yes.
That's science.
And I love my comic
Science.
books. I think we already established that one, but I can
Yeah.
attest to that. I mean, when I was a teenager, I remember being, I don't want to say shafted, but as a teenage girl, you don't get unless it's like history or English, they just kind of look at you funny,
Yeah.
which is stupid.
No, that's kind of where you're going with. It's kind of
So,
squashed out of
yeah,
her.
it gets, as they progress through school, it starts getting, more or harder and harder to focus on that.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's just people get made fun of or you just.
Well, there's also culture.
Right.
Yeah.
And in pop culture nowadays, how many women scientists are stepping up? I mean, everybody's got this, especially women. They want to they want to meet a certain standard, whatever standard it is. There's all different ones. But how many people set up that good standard of hey, look, there's technology that you can look into. There's a lot of other things. I know a lady. She's a computer scientist. Does a lot. She used to work for Texas Instrument.
Okay.
I can't remember who she works for now, but yeah, she does a lot of really neat and amazing stuff. And I keep trying to, I send my daughter to her, talk to more, find out more about computer science and about science in general. So my daughter's like, oh yeah, I want science kits for my birthday. Oh, that's the best. Yes, more. I think it's great that you have a role model, so to speak, in this book for people to look up to in
And
that
I hope
matter.
that I don't know how well I did on creating a authentic girl, but she's definitely one that I can relate to, and I hope other people do. Right, to someone who cares that much about STEM and wanting to connect with people around her.
Yeah. No, I think culture is changing. I mean, obviously, it was kind of a taboo, I guess. I mean, if you look at the movie Hidden Figures, a great example of women that really powerful, did a lot for NASA. But not a lot of people knew about that. Now the movie's out, and a lot of people are like, "Wow, this really happened." So I think that is becoming more prevalent. Let alone we're finding more movies and books that do have a female lead, which I think is fantastic.
Oh yeah.
Well, and Real World, Hedy Lamarr is an actress from 40s and 50s,
Yep.
and she is actually credited with developing what we now use for Wi-Fi. And until, the 2000s, I'd have to look up the timeline again. She didn't get any credit for that. It was all of her male partners.
Yeah.
Stupid men.
Hey, we're not that bad.
Not all of you are.
No, she's saying those male
Yes,
scientists
those ones
were bad. And
No,
yes,
I mean,
they were
yeah,
very
those ones.
stupid.
Someone's got to represent.
No,
all right,
Oh,
all right.
look,
I'll
Eddie,
take
you've
the
got a
rap for
wonderful
it. I've been
thing.
a
I'm
horrible
gonna,
person in the last 100 years.
Yeah,
Here-
but I think that's whether you're a man or a woman. there's a
Stupid
lot of stuff
1940s
that's
and
happened.
50s boys. Is that better?
Okay.
Okay.
I'm still sticking with the scientist that's
Thomas Edison over Tesla.
Tesla all the way.
See, there you go.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Direct current.
so what is it like now? Because you've spent time writing the book. The book is now out, and it's on the shelf. People can go buy it. I mean, that has to be a surreal feeling.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's been a long road, right?
Yeah.
So I've been writing for a long time. Always having a hard time finishing things, right? You write something, you're not sure what to do with it, so you write something else.
Yeah!
And then you're not sure what to do with that, so you start on something else.
Yeah.
You do short stories.
I've been there.
See?
That sounds
See?
like my cosplays.
That's just Scott in Endless Loop, right?
I have so many great ideas, but every single time they start to get on, from my brain to the paper, all of a sudden, somewhere in that transition, they become crap. And so I go on to something else.
Right, so that's the one thing that really helped me along as I finished something.
Yeah.
And I actually wrote the book as a screenplay first.
Okay.
And decided there wasn't much I could do with it at the moment, so I was going to rewrite it as a young adult novel. And I really think it came to life at that point.
Nice.
And so a lot of it, I'm hoping, is very cinematic in the descriptions and what's going on in the book. And also some of the ending for the screenplay is still available. I haven't finished. I stopped earlier.
Yeah.
So now I know how some of the next book is going to end. So
Nice.
I'm excited. I'm in the process of writing the next book.
How many will there be eventually?
I'm only planning 3 for now,
Okay.
That's a good number.
but it should be good.
Yeah.
Right? I've had in my critique groups reading some of the earlier chapters, and they're liking it a lot.
Good.
And one thing is there's, the first book you have to kind of build the mystery, right?
Yeah.
You just got to explore and figure things out. And the second book, you don't have to worry about that. You just go full bore, and so far it's been a lot of fun
Nice.
to write.
So, the editing part, just because I've been through it myself, how was that difficult? Was that easy? I mean, because you have this, you've kind of put it out to your group and that, and got their critiques, but then you have someone that's saying, well, I don't know about this, or whatever. Or was it not that difficult?
Well, it was time consuming for sure.
Yeah.
But I really wanted the feedback, right? I wanted to make this book better.
Yeah.
So I wasn't, I was hoping that I would get a lot. There were still a few things, though, that was still painful, right?
Yeah.
You get, you're like, what? That's one of my best lines. Why are you telling me to cut it out?
Yeah.
So
I
it's a little,
hate that.
Yeah, it's a little painful. But once I started digging in, it just took a while.
Yeah.
So, and a lot of what I had to do was describing things. So I would get in the chapter and I would just go into the dialogue and the action, and then my editor would say, "No, you haven't explained where we are and what it looks like and who's there."
That show not tell type stuff.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
I just wasn't doing anything.
Oh, okay.
So just to, like, when you get into a scene, like, what does this schoolroom look like?
Okay.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
You leave that to the set dresser.
Well, yeah.
You see it in your head. I understand where he's coming from. I did the same
So
thing.
just like in the screenplay, you don't worry about any of that.
Yeah.
So when I was translating it, sometimes it just would, and it made sense, right? Oh,
Yeah.
I haven't described this person yet.
Yeah.
I'll just put that in. So there was a lot of those little elements that I had to add to it.
That reminds me. I need to describe what you look like. All right.
Oh, I need to be described now.
Can I be a blonde?
If you want to be.
Make me a blonde.
Rugged,
Yeah. So.
muscular,
Yeah, I'm working on my second book.
amazing hair.
I'm kind of using these two as models for my book. Oh, the sarcasm is lovely. It's
Kind of.
awesome.
They even have the same names.
Sort of.
Right.
Sort of.
Sort
Back
of.
to what we're talking about with finishing things. That's the one thing I loved about Neil Gaiman's writing advice, right?
Yeah.
So his first one is just write,
Mm-hmm.
and then put one word in front of the other, choose the right word. And then the next one is finish it.
Yeah.
Finish something.
I mean, almost any author that's actually out there, that's the thing they suggest. Just finish what you're working on. Even if it's crap, just finish it, move on to the next thing. That way it's done.
So that's it's one of the harder things, right, to finish it.
Oh, yeah.
So, but yeah, plowing through and just at first just getting a lot of, it's not even rejections, it's just nothing right now. You send stuff out there and just hear nothing. And
that's the hard part.
Yeah. And then you get a few rejections here and there, but mostly it's just nothing.
Yeah.
But then someone bites, right? So you never know when that bite's going to come.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's a question for you. Are you one of those prepared writers, like you analyze
Outline
everything, outline, you build, and then you write? Or are you like one of those people that just sits down like, chapter
Like me?
1. I have no idea where this is going. Here we go. It's an adventure.
You're making fun of me. Because that's
I
exactly
am
what
jealous
I do.
because I tried to do this. I tried to do that in my last one, and literally I would go, and then I went, wait, this would be an excellent part in the middle. But why would they get there if, I have to rewrite this. Okay, now it makes sense. Wait. No, I need to go back and rewrite it again. And it doesn't.
So go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just thinking, from what I'm aware, there's a lot of writers who do have that style where they don't even know how their main character is going to end up on top, or even if they will.
Yeah.
And are you that way as well, then?
I'm a big outliner.
Okay.
So there's still a lot of that discovery writing once you do have your outline, but it's really nice to have that roadmap. And what I found is having the screenplay was a very, very excellent outline.
Oh, yeah.
So even though I outlined a little bit for the screenplay too, that having that was way helpful when I actually started writing. But yeah, I do love making an outline and just thinking through the whole plot first.
Yeah, I just have an idea of what's going to happen in the story, and then that's it.
And some people do that. They'll figure out what their temp poles are, and then they'll discover right between each moment.
Yeah, I mean, Chris Hesberg,
crazy to me.
he's a discovery writer as well.
I'm a discovery cosplayer, so I kind of get it.
Yeah.
See, I have to put on music, I have to get on my treadmill, and I have to run. And until I can find something that excites me enough to keep moving, I can't. I feel like my writing is just bland until that point of excitement hits.
So you run until you're excited to move? That sounds backwards.
No, I keep moving until I'm excited to move.
Isn't
It's
it an
torture.
adrenaline thing?
It's torture, exactly. It's that adrenaline once that kicks in. And then once the outline is good enough at that point, then I write it down. But you're saying just get a basic outline and go.
Yeah.
We're talking to a lot of budding writers because there are a lot of people who want to get started and just don't know how.
Right, so it's just a lot of thinking ahead of time. Right, that's all outlining is you think about it, and you start connecting your points together with what you think's going to happen, and then at some point you start writing these down, and then you think about them some more, and so it's still the same process, right? You're still discovery writing, but you're just thinking it out, thinking it all the way through.
You're just putting your notes in advance.
Putting your notes down, connecting them, and then at some point you have enough of a story outlined that you go in and actually put the words down.
Yeah.
And I think outlining's kind of like a lost art in a way, because I remember learning it in like elementary school and stuff, and then by the time I got to junior high and high school, nada.
I failed at it. I hate outlining. I just can't do it. I don't know. I'll sit there and I'll just stare at the page forever, but I can sit in front of my laptop or my iPad and just start writing. But if I start to outline, it's just like, everything just
See, it's funny,
the light goes out.
Whenever I try to write, I always do better with a paper and a pencil. I don't do well typing.
There are some people that do that.
I can't type stuff out fast enough. I can write it out fast enough. My only problem is I can't read it after.
Yeah, I know some people that handwrite stuff. Kevin J. Anderson actually takes a voice recorder and he'll go on a hike and he'll dictate out the entire book. Just that way. And then he hands it up. Well, he's big enough he can hand it off to someone else and then they type it up. But, I mean, that's how he does it. So everyone is different in their style and how they go about writing.
I always
What's
imagine
your
somebody
style?
like that, as a father, would tell some great bedtime stories, right?
You'd think.
He wouldn't need books. As a kid.
I mean, he's
Isn't that how
told
Winnie the
Star
Pooh
Wars
started?
and all sorts of things. Yeah, and so is Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were
all
bedtime
They were
stories.
bedtime stories. And I think even Harry Potter.
Yeah, I thought Harry Potter was.
And
Yep.
And I think Grimm were just like the Grimm fairy tales were just
I don't
word
know.
of mouth until not the
I
TV
wouldn't call
show.
bedtime stories is what I'm saying.
Nighttime stories, maybe.
Nighttime stories, yes.
But you have to
Stories
remember
tell
this
your
was
kids
back in the
to
Middle Ages.
scare
It was
them from
Exactly.
going out at night.
It wasn't.
Yeah.
It wasn't to help put your kid to sleep.
No, it
was
wasn't.
to
It was to teach
scare
them the way of
into
the
doing
world.
something. Yep.
Well, okay, getting back to the book, can you tell us anything about some of the favorite characters, or that were just so much fun to write?
Good question.
My protagonist, Annika, is probably my favorite, but a close second is a character named Bolsur, who is a mystery to her, and he's really tall and can't move very well, but he climbs in this Mini Cooper that he's taken the seat out of and put like a race car plastic seat thing that they have, those long ones.
I like him already.
He gets this in, and he can't talk, right? So she communicates by asking him questions and like noticing the flicks of how his eyes go. And so over the course of the book, she starts learning how to communicate with him. But he gets in this little Mini Cooper and just speeds through the whole city. And he's really in control, right? So he's just jetting through this whole city, and a small city that's in the middle of the swamp in Florida, and everyone just kind of stays out of his way. And so that's one of my favorite characters in the book, is the interaction between Annika and this mute guy that she just doesn't understand. But she comes to trust him because he's there to protect her, and she doesn't really know why. So there's a lot of mystery involved.
Okay. So is he a fellow student then?
No, he's an adult.
He's an adult, okay.
Right, and something's wrong with him too, right? He's not normal, and she doesn't even know why, right?
Nice. Now, the next question, why Florida?
So,
is it the Gators? It's the Gators, isn't it?
The Gators are awesome. They do come into play, right? There's an alligator.
Nice.
But it's with mad science, one of the, I guess, cliches that you have is the lightning coming down, bringing the Frankenstein's monster to life. Mm-hmm. And so Florida has what they call Lightning Alley, which is one of the most lightning strikes in the world, right?
Pretty awesome, actually. Yeah.
Which is where mad scientists would probably convene.
Right, so in my story, I'm kind of hinting that we gave up on lightning too quickly, right? We figured out electricity, and then lightning was just something that happens.
Yeah.
But what if there's something...
It contains 1.21 gigawatts.
What if there's something in lightning that we haven't discovered yet? So that's kind of, I hint at a little bit that there's more power to lightning than just regular electricity. And so Lightning Alley, between that and then Florida, and then you have Gators, so that works out well too.
Lightning, Gators, I'm sold.
Lightning, Gators, and mad scientists.
I love lightning.
There were commas in there, guys. I'm not saying that there are lightning gators in the book. I'm just saying lightning, comma, gators, comma, I am
very
sold.
Scared of the lightning.
Semicolon, I am
that
sold.
sounds terrifying.
No, I love lightning. I mean, it's one that I will sit and watch it like no other.
It's on your shirt.
It's on my shirt. But not only that, it's I had it in my book. I mean, that was kind of the thing that happened to herald the dragon coming in, and that. But lightning is just awesome, and to have the book kind of in that lightning alley. There's so many cool things that could happen. My brain's just spinning now.
I know.
All the wonderful evil scientist things that could happen.
Can you guys do the rest of this interview? I'm going to start reading it.
Well, I've noticed that your book's available at quite a few different places.
Yes.
I'm noticing it's here on Amazon.
Yes.
Barnes & Noble?
Barnes & Noble.
So it's on Amazon. I lost the word. Or it's free.
Kindle.
Kindle.
No,
Kindle.
it's
Kindle
free
Unlimited?
Right now. Yeah, Kindle Unlimited. Sorry.
Yeah.
So it's on Kindle Unlimited right now, so you can get it.
Yeah.
Are you going to have a audiobook?
Yes, it will be in audio.
Nice.
And they've had a couple of auditions so far, so I'm excited to...
That's the great thing about Immortal Works is all their books will be in audio format.
Good to know.
They're a little bit later than the book release, but yeah.
Hey, when I'm typing emails at work, that's how
I know.
Caught up.
I think they're great, especially when you're driving long distances. Mm-hmm. I used to drive an hour to work both ways, or an hour each way, anyways. And
uphill both times too.
Well, there was a hill over there and one
Yeah.
on the other side.
Yeah.
So technically, yes. Mm-hmm. But beside the point, audiobooks are nice when you're driving.
Yep. Or when you're mowing the lawn. That's how I catch up on
I can never do it when I'm mowing the lawn. My mower's too loud.
Earbuds.
Yeah.
I have
like,
earbuds.
Crank it up.
Yeah.
You need noise canceling earbuds.
Okay.
You know they have electric lawnmowers now?
Yes, and they suck. I've already had one. Got rid of it.
Really?
Yeah, I love my riding lawnmower.
Oh.
Ooh, a riding lawnmower.
Oh yeah, I almost have an acre.
Does it have a name?
No.
Oh, I almost have an acre. And I
Okay,
push.
okay. You
I
come
push.
over. I want you to come over to my house, and you can push mow my
I
yard.
push mow my own. I don't need to push mow
I'm
someone
almost
I
an
else's.
used
acre.
to push mow my parents' yard. Do you remember that place, Scott?
Yeah.
Y'all
Yeah.
are a bunch of
You've
boys.
been there
and
too.
you're
That's
I
why
have.
Yeah, that is a big place.
Yeah.
My parents just recently got a riding lawnmower. It is a lot of fun.
I love mine.
Oh, I
What
love
is so
riding
great
mowers.
about lawnmowers?
The coolest part about
The
this one is
riding
my
ones.
parents' yard is
It's a
actually
go-kart.
shaped like
You're
a
doing
nice
work
like,
and you're having fun.
off-road
Yes.
track. And so when you're not with having the blade engaged, it actually goes
This
really
is where my
fast.
estrogen
Good
is
bumps.
not getting it.
Yeah. It's okay.
You know, I didn't really think that it was hormones that had anything to do with understanding how much fun it is to go fast. Whether it's a lawnmower or a go-kart or a car.
I just don't get the I just
You
don't
don't
get
get
the
the
lawnmower
speed thing.
No.
I get the speed thing, just not the lawnmower thing.
If a lawnmower goes fast, it's all about speed, not the lawnmower.
We're all about getting like
Tangent.
tangented off
Wow.
topic. It's what
So, I don't know
Sometimes
how to
we
come
learn
back
things.
from this.
we do. Well, we go back the way we came. We go from lawnmowers to audiobooks to.
I don't know how we
when
got
can
to lawnmowers
expect-
from audiobooks, but
Because we listen to audiobooks while we're mowing the lawn.
And now we're going back
Alright.
to the lawnmowers. Do you see this?
so
So pulling
back
back
to the book.
When do you think we can expect that audiobook?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
Okay.
He doesn't have it. Yeah. I'm still waiting for mine too. Yeah. It will come
Gotcha.
one day, but it's on ebook and physical book
Yes.
is out. Who did the cover of your
Right,
book?
They will come.
I will have to look it up really quick.
Oh, I did find the cover.
I want to see.
It's pretty.
Ta-da.
Ooh, dude, that's awesome. You know what that reminds me of? That reminds me of like the
Lightning?
first season of Fringe poster.
I love French.
Yeah, it creeped me out, but that's
Oh
what it
yeah,
reminds me of.
absolutely. Like I couldn't watch it when it first came out, but now I go back and I love it.
No.
So my cover art was by Ashley Sherry Littersky.
Okay.
She did
No,
a good job.
It's a great little cover.
It definitely grabs your attention.
Oh, yeah.
I love
I
the
was pretty excited.
I love the kind of blue-green color scheme where you have all the science stuff in the background. So it's a fantastic cover.
And the lightning.
Yeah.
Yes, it has lightning. And
Yeah.
you see what else it has on there? It might be a little hard to see in the ebook. What's on her shoulder?
Oh, rat.
A rat.
My daughter would love you.
So she has a pet rat. So I like her.
Well, my daughter's
Does
going to
rat
read this.
talk?
No.
I see it now.
Yeah, my daughter has 2 pet rats. They never leave her room.
Cute.
But
Creepy.
they're awesome. She loves
Rats
them.
are adorable.
So I have to, and I'm going to have to tell her she's going to want this book.
My daughter's got a pet mouse.
Yeah.
Her mouse never leaves the room, but that's because it's not allowed to.
You're all crazy.
I have
My
a
cat
bat
eats
dog.
like mice and rats, and I'm very proud of him.
But
Yeah.
Good for him.
That's awesome.
I don't eat mice or rats. That's
And he's a
weird.
murderer.
Yes, yes, he is.
No,
You're very
no,
proud of
he's
that
just
fact.
a
He's a
carnivore.
hunter.
He's a carnivore.
Whatever.
is.
He's not
Alright.
a murderer.
Semantics.
I don't need to
Let's-
judge this cat because he eats.
Semantics.
Some mouse sticks.
Hey,
Well,
you know what?
is
You're
he
gonna
an
listen to him
is
again.
he an evil scientist cat? Then it would be even better.
Well, instead of eating the mice,
He's
he would
experimenting on them.
experiment on them and then
Her
eat
ma-
them to
her
see if
rat.
he was making a
Can
better
you tell us a
mouse.
little bit about her rat?
Does he have a name?
No.
No,
No.
Scott,
It has a name,
you've
yes.
been
The
shut
name-
down.
Its name is Seven.
it's
As in the
important.
number?
It's
As in the
important to
number.
the story, so he's not going to tell you.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
We accept that
It's
logic.
not, a,
Yeah.
it's not a huge plot point in the story.
That's okay. That's right.
It made it
Spoilers.
sound so much better, though.
Right. It's pretty much just a rat, but there's it is a part of the story.
It's not like a Secret of Nim thing, is it?
No.
Okay.
Hey, that's an awesome movie.
That movie creeps me out. Gives me nightmares.
What?
That was a good movie.
Oh, I loved watching that when I was a kid.
Me too.
It was
Ugh.
like on rewind. Yes,
Oh,
because we couldn't skip to the beginning. It was just bzzz.
Right.
Yeah.
I love all things mad science.
Yeah.
I mean, Frankenstein to Ghostbusters.
yes.
Gillian Holtzman from the Ghostbusters reboot is one of my favorite characters created. I think she's
Nice.
fabulous.
Nice. Now, where can the listeners find you? Because on social media, you have a website, and then there's the podcast.
Yeah. So you can find me. My website is madsciencefiction.com, and my podcast is meeplenation.com.
Okay.
Find me there, and we just talk about board games, and it's awesome.
Nice.
And you can find me on Twitter at Ryan P. Decaria, And on Facebook, just search Ryan Decaria.
Okay, nice.
All right.
I love the fact that you're embracing the mad scientist with your web address.
There's not a lot out there right now, right?
Yeah.
And I feel a pull towards it, so I thought, let's jump in.
Well, there used to be.
First
It seemed like what, the 40s and 50s. There was always the mad scientist.
Oh yeah.
But we
event.
can't
Always
forget Young
all scientists
Frankenstein.
were
That's how
yes.
I was introduced
So-
to Mad
Young
I was
Frankenstein,
thinking about
yes.
this
Ooh,
a
good
lot.
one.
So you had those early mad scientists.
Yes.
You had Jekyll and Hyde. You had the Invisible Man.
Yep.
You had all these
Yeah.
mad
Swamp
scientists.
Thing.
The human fly.
And then you had Young Frankenstein and Dr. Strangelove.
Yep.
Right. You had these
Comical.
great parodies of
Yes.
the mad scientist, and then it kind of killed that far going forward. You can't
Yeah, it
really
kinda did
have
die
that
there.
classic mad scientist anymore because of the parody.
Yes.
I already know Johnny Depp can't surpass Gene Wilder.
Right.
No.
So then you get into Doc Brown, right? And he
Yep.
really started this new trend of mad scientist. And you had in Ghostbusters
Egon.
Egon Spengler.
Yep.
And this great mad scientist, and it's kind of gone forward. But then now you have Rick from Rick and Morty,
Mm-hmm.
who's the parody of it now, right? And they even had the point where the actors from Rick and Morty did lines from Back to the Future.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
And so it's gonna, I don't know that you can have that same Doc Brown kind of character anymore after Rick and Morty. So we'll have to evolve it, and so maybe I'll be a part of that.
Yeah, I
Nice.
guess it's hard to go back after Pickle Rick.
Yeah.
Pickle Rick!
One of my growing up, my favorite mad scientist. Well, I don't know. I was still young. I was in elementary school. Is right when they came out with the first Captain Underpants, and the perilous plot of Professor Poopy Pants, and he was a mad scientist.
Yes.
A very disgusting mad scientist, but quite comical, and it was enjoyable.
There was Doofenshmirtz from Phineas and Ferb,
Doofenshmirtz.
or Doofenshmirtz. Yeah,
I
from
love Doofenshmirtz.
Phineas and Ferb. Yeah.
He's always outsmarted by a platypus.
Yeah. But he's still a mad scientist.
Right.
Perry the Platypus.
Yeah.
So I like them as villains. I like them as the mentor character, and you don't see a lot of protagonists though.
Yeah.
And so as my character evolves, we're gonna see her become a mad scientist
Nice.
Oh.
over
It's
the
gonna be
course
interesting.
of the books.
All right.
And so I'm excited to present a new kind of mad scientist.
Yeah.
The new breed.
Yes.
Female mad scientist.
Well,
Oh, you better
everyone.
watch out.
So go out, pick up your copy of Devil in the Microscope. It sounds like an amazingly fun book that's filled with science, alligators, lightning, and so much more.
And rat. But
And a
shh,
rat.
you didn't hear it from us.
7. It's awesome. But with that said, go pick up your copy, ebook or physical book. Go out there and please drop a review. I mean, that's the most important thing for authors. If you love the book, great. Put a review out there. If you didn't like it, be nice. Come on. I've read so many reviews where people are just brutal, and it's like, no, just be nice. You don't. You be constructive. You don't need to ruin someone's day. But definitely leave a review because that helps. Every review helps.
I get a feeling that Daniel just got a bad review.
Oh, I've had 2. They were soul crushing. Yeah, they're not fun.
Well, from what I've been seeing on here, the reviews that he already has, they look pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, you're holding a current, sorry, I had to count, 4.5 out of 5 stars.
Sweet.
Pretty good. And you've got 7 reviews already. You said it just came out last week?
Yep.
That's a review a day. That's pretty good so far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I read it really, really fast.
Well, it's that awesome of a story. So, all right.
Pick it up, read it.
Pick it up,
Yeah.
read it, and with that said, we're out of here.
Bye.
Thank you.
I'm Pickle Rick!
Are you a fan of dungeon crawlers? Then it's time for you to level up your experience. Download our episodes that are released every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And not only that, we want to hear from you. We want to know who you want to hear on the show. What author, what celebrity, what game designers you want to hear. Not only that, we also want to hear what you like about the show. So, with that said, please reach out to info@dungeoncrawlersradio.com. Email us on Twitter or Facebook. And let us know what you want to hear on this show, because we want it to be as much of your show as it is ours. So with that said, we're out of here, and we'll catch you next time.